very much, Madam Chairman of this evening's proceedings, our party's Lady Vice Chairman, the Honourable Camille Robinson-Regis, Dr. the Honourable Keith Christopher Rowley, our very esteemed political leader and Prime Minister of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Honourable Edmund Dillon, Member of Parliament of Point Fortin, my colleague on Team Red and Rowley, but I'm in your town, in your borough, His Worship, the Mayor of Point Fortin, Councillor Abdon Mason, my colleagues on Team Red and Rowley, and you, the beautiful PNM people all here tonight who've come out to lend your support to all of us on Team Red and Rowley. Good evening. No. You beautiful people seated here in this wonderful auditorium in Point Fortin, good evening. Y'all here, you're awake. The PNM, as Madam Chairman pointed out, has a compelling story to tell. How many of you believe that the PNM has a compelling story to tell? We didn't just wake up 5 years ago and decided to pull 2 and 2 people together and say, hey, let's see what we could do for Trinidad. No. We are a movement, a rally of the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And we have been around since 1956. And here we are, almost 63 years later, still in great service to the people of Trinidad and Tobago. The development of Trinidad and Tobago has come about, dare I say, purely and solely of the basis of PNM policy. It was our people's national movement and our founding father, Dr. Eric Williams, who developed the People's Charter, which spoke to a vision of development, education, certain freedoms, independence, eventually republicanism. It is the PNM that has laid down a roadmap for every single significant accomplishment in Trinidad and Tobago. Education, healthcare, infrastructure, energy, the economy, social services. It is the People's National Movement that created this story for us to run with. You know, we are 3 days away from our internal election. A number of persons have presented themselves to serve our great movement. And as we all know, it is their right. I have one question to ask you this evening. If it was the PNM that put Trinidad and Tobago on this path of development, what good is a broken down PNM to the country? Where will the country find itself? You see, the PNM as we know it is a disciplined, structured organization. It is one of the greatest institutions in this country, and dare I say, in the region and perhaps in this hemisphere. If the PNM were to fail, Trinidad and Tobago would fail. And how can the PNM fail? If we have a team that cannot come together, or if there's rather a group of people that cannot come together to be a team and to put together policies, ideas, and action to move our country forward. I want you to picture Trinidad and Tobago without a PNM. I want you to cast your minds back to 2010 to 2015, the terrible times we had to endure under the previous administration. Do you have any desire to go back there? Do you have any desire to go back to a country led by the United National Congress or any other pickup side? No. Do you understand how important this election therefore is? We can't rest on our laurels, no pun intended, come Sunday, you know. Sunday, it is your duty, if you love your country and if you love your party, to come out in your numbers and cast your votes resoundingly for every single member of Team Red and Rowley. You see, this team, over the course of the past month, has come together so closely. This team has articulated a vision for our party, for next year's local, for 2020 general, and beyond. And this team will champion our party throughout the next throughout the next 4 elections and beyond, because you know we have 4 elections coming up to us. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Mistress of Ceremonies would have indicated to you what the role of the public relations officer is. It's not a jokey role. You can't wake up this morning and say, right, you're going to offer yourself for this position, and then reach in the evening and say, oh no, I want to be the PRO, and then offer yourself in that position. It is not a role for fun. It is not a role for popularity. It is a challenging role because you are required to tell the story of the PNM and how the PNM is going to impact and improve the lives of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. And so I propose to you to be your best public relations officer ever by having closest relationships with you. And before the principal puts me out, I just want to remind all of you that the Magnum will be republished, and we will have excellent two-way communication channels to work with one another, because we can't go anywhere unless we communicate, unless we know what you want, and unless you know what the party and by extension the government is going to give you. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I ask you once again to come out on September 30th in your numbers. You're able to vote in one polling station. Find your polling station. The list is circulating. Find your polling station. Make sure you take your national ID with you. Go to the polls any point between 8 a.m. and 6 p.m. Put your X next to this Team Rowley sign here. Team Rowley is loyal and faithful, like my friend Chairman Terry Rondon, who's been to every single meeting throughout this campaign. So thank you very much for showing us what loyalty is. And we assure you, Team Rowley will be as loyal to our PNM. Great to see PNM, ladies and gentlemen, and we shall prevail.